This is Newcap News with Michaela Henschel.
Good evening. In June, the Washington Capitals won the Stanley Cup after a 5-game series with the Vegas Golden Knights. And today, goaltender Braden Holtby got his day with hockey's ultimate prize. Brett Holden has the story.
On June 7th, Braden Holtby raised his first ever Stanley Cup. And come Tuesday, he brought the cup back home for his family, friends, and the community of Lashburn.
I never even really thought twice about it. I grew up playing in Lashburn, and that's where I learned how to play. And my dad coached basically every team I played for here, and that it was just a big part of our life.
Thousands of fans attended the event, some coming as far as Regina to get a moment with Braden and the Stanley Cup. And Braden has stayed humbled through his rising success.
Great that he came with the cup, and I admire him, and he's my favorite goalie in the league. And it was really nice that he came. It's a very good experience to meet him.
It was quite a turnout. Pretty cool. That's kind of the small town spirit around where we grew up here. So it was pretty cool. I saw a lot of old familiar faces.
The Stanley Cup has been dubbed the toughest trophy to win in sports, and Braden says the moment of elation is something he will never forget.
Yeah, it's pretty special. I mean, it's a lot of emotions going through your head and such, but it's pretty special to watch your teammates lifted around you too, which makes it's a lot of hard work, and it just kind of sinks into that moment.
And even Braden's mother is still trying to soak it all in.
It's hard to explain. It's crazy. It's something that Braden's dreamt about forever, and to see so many familiar faces come out and so many people from far away, it's spectacular. The Stanley Cup has already been to Russia, Minnesota, and the Czech Republic. And before it's all over, it'll see time in Humboldt, Saskatchewan, in honor of the Broncos hockey team. Brett Holden, Newcap News.
Rural property crime has been on the rise in recent years. We've seen incidents in both Alberta and Saskatchewan of people taking matters into their own hands. Our Brittany Matika went out to Kitscoty earlier today to find out how the right way to deal with rural crime.
Number one, we need all the members we can get. We need all the eyes we can get out there.
Daryl Wright has been a member of Kitscoty and District Rural Crime Watch for the last 28 years to prevent crimes from happening in his area.
We work in kind of mostly 3 different ways. We try to educate people, we try to prevent crime, and then we work with the RCMP back and forth as to giving tips and whatnot.
Wright says they are 220 members strong and encourage anyone to sign up and lend their eyes and ears.
So it's just watching out for your neighbors. Like, you join up and you realize that anything that you see, you phone the RCMP.
But if something looks suspicious, it probably is suspicious. And the first thing you should do is phone the police.
Constable Wells says to trust your gut and call it in. If you see something out of the ordinary, it could help RCMP, as you never know who they are looking for.
Gather as much information as you can. If you can get a license plate, a description, the people in the vehicle, or if there's no vehicle in your yard, just somebody, as much clothing description or something about them, but you should phone the police.
However, your own personal safety is of the utmost importance. Constable Wells says if someone does trespass onto your property, you shouldn't confront them.
You don't know how people are going to respond to your actions. So simply talking to somebody could aggravate somebody because maybe they're feeling threatened by your actions. So what we don't want is that confrontation to start just in a verbal argument, and then it leads to something physical where you could be injured or hurt.
Constable Wells says you can do a few things to help deter property thefts, including having a yard light, video surveillance, closing your curtains at night, and moving vehicles around your yard to show criminals you're watching your property. Brittany Matika, Newcap News.
Well, if you need a mid-summer curling fix, the Irma Summer Spiel gets started tomorrow. Here's Courtney Ray with those details and more in What's Happening.
I'm Courtney Ray for 93.7 Wayne FM and Boom 101.9, and here's what's happening in the Wainwright area. The Irma Summer Spiel is going on August 1st through 6th, and it hosts a number of events and activities over the weekend in conjunction with Irma Days. There will be multiple categories of slow pitch tournaments, curling tournaments, golf, a parade, nightly entertainment, and so much more. For registration and for a full list of events, go to irmasummerspiel.com. The MD of Wainwright is hosting their annual Rural Roots Supper at the Elks Hall on August 10th. It's a night of celebrating the local agricultural community with the 100-year Farm Family Awards to be won. To register, call the municipal office at 842-4454. Kidsport Wainwright is hosting their annual charity golf tournament, and you are invited. On August 17th, a 9-hole par 3 tournament will be held at the Riverdale Golf Course. A dinner will follow the round of golf, and there are various prizes ready to be won. Registration closes on August 13th. All proceeds will be going to help children in need in the area so that they can play some organized sports. Contact Scott or Marilyn for more info and to register at 780-842-3381. The Come By the Hills Music Festival in Mistahaya, featuring Darby Mills, formerly of the Headpins, is on August 17th and 18th. The festival grounds are only 20 minutes north of Wainwright. Other acts in the lineup include 100 Mile House, The Deer Hearts, Mary Lampert, and Steve Strongman. For more details and for tickets, go to comebythehills.ca. If you have an event you would like us to feature on what's happening in Wainwright, please email us at waynfm@newcap.ca.
Well, the two animals in this week's Pet Project are sure to steal your heart. Smurfette is a chill girl who's be sure to greet you at the door, and Phoebe is a senior pup who's looking for some love. Here's John from the SPCA.
There isn't anything small about Smurfette. She's a big ball of love, and she's ready to meet an amazing family that will fill her life with all the love she deserves. Smurfette is an extremely relaxed cat. When asked what her favorite hobby is, she'll proudly declare sleeping with a confident meow. Eating, of course, is a very close second. When you get home, Smurfette will greet you at the door, rubbing against your legs, letting you know how much she missed you. If you have some room in your heart and your home for a special feline, then why not add Smurfette to your life? You'll be so happy you did. If you're looking for a laid-back and friendly dog to add to your family, then you just have to meet Phoebe. This lovely lass is as calm as they come. Phoebe is approximately 7 years old, so her days of running and playing are behind her. But what she might lack in energy, she makes up with tons of love. Her ideal day is to be relaxing quietly at your feet, napping away. When she's out for a walk, Phoebe will stay right by your side. She's perfectly happy as long as she's with you. This is a dog you don't want to miss out on, so don't delay. Stop by the SPCA and meet Phoebe today.
After the sluggish start to seeding, producers are now keeping an eye as the growing season unfolds. Gerard Lampow gets a crop update from the Mannville area.
Meet Brian Tischler. He returned to the farm in 1997. His family hails from Europe with centuries of farming in his DNA. His dad started farming in Mannville in 1967. Tischler studied biomedical electronics at NAIT and worked at hospitals in Calgary and Edmonton before the farm came calling his name.
I actually farm with my neighbor, and we have about the same amount of land. We farm right around 2,500 acres, or about 1,000 hectares.
They do a long rotation mix with peas, wheat, canola, barley, and flax, even faba beans, oats, and corn. He says the crop is doing well given the indifferent rainfall the region has seen. He has a particular practice to trap moisture in the field over winter.
We use something called a stripper header that leaves the straw standing and only takes the heads and the grain. And then with that tall stubble, it becomes an excellent snow catch in the winter. The ground doesn't freeze as hard, and we are able to retain a lot of moisture.
His system is good for even catching blowing snow, and grain production is all about moisture, so the more water you have, the better the crop will be. His operation has a third component.
Well, we actually farm with a rancher, and that allows us to rotate into a lot of different crops and have a market for things like oats and oat straw and some of the feed grains. The biggest challenges, of course, for us lately has been too wet. With the high residue, the land doesn't dry out as quickly. So some of our areas are wetter and colder. But this year that's a big turnaround because it's drier, it's warmer, and we're seeing the benefits of doing a high residue management.
Timely rain and sunshine is what he looked forward to for the remainder of the growing season. He feels given the slow start, it will be an average year, and he's keeping an eye on the markets.
We do what's called dollar cost averaging, where we sell a certain portion every month or two and then just kind of average the high prices. We're not looking for the top, but we're also not getting the bottom.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.